You know that feeling, right? That little knot in your stomach when you even think about your money? It just feels complicated, kind of overwhelming, and honestly just a big source of stress. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if managing your money could actually feel, well, clear? Let's get into it.
Right? This is the core question. It's like you put in a full day's work, and then you're supposed to come home and be your own personal accountant. You're trying to remember what that random charge from 3 days ago was, juggling a bunch of different apps. It's just a total chore. And you're not alone in feeling this way.
So let's dive right into that feeling, that financial stress. Why is this so hard? I mean, we have all these tools that are supposed to help, but it feels like for a lot of us, they just end up making things way more complicated. And I bet this list looks painfully familiar. The endless, tedious typing in of every single coffee you buy. The apps that have a million features you will never ever use. And honestly, the worst part, these super rigid rules that make you feel like a total failure because you splurged on takeout one night. It's a system that feels like it's built on guilt, not on actually helping you.
Okay, but what if we just flipped the script on that whole idea? This quote really gets to the heart of it. What if the goal wasn't just about restricting yourself, but about understanding yourself? Not a chore, but something that actually makes you feel empowered. That one little change in perspective is where everything starts to get better.
So how do we get to that empowering place without all the soul-crushing admin work? Well, it all starts with fixing the single biggest pain point, the awful manual job of tracking every little thing.
Seriously, just think about this. Instead of opening an app, clicking through 5 different menus, and finding a category, you just talk. Or type a simple sentence like, coffee $5, 85 on groceries. That's it. All of that friction, all that hassle, it just disappears. It's so easy you might actually stick with it.
So the whole process is just seamless. You log what you spent just by talking, or hey, maybe you just snap a quick photo of a receipt. And from there, the AI just takes over. It pulls out all the info, it categorizes it for you, and boom, your finances are updated in real time. You get to think about what your money is doing, not just about typing numbers into a box.
And this is where it gets really smart. It's not just putting things into basic categories like food or transportation. The AI helps you reflect a little bit by labeling things as a need or a want. It's such a simple little thing, but it helps you start seeing the real story behind your spending, not just a long list of transactions.
Okay, so tracking is now effortless. That's huge. But that's only half the problem, right? What about the budget itself? It's time to finally ditch those strict rules that honestly feel like they were designed for you to fail. And here's the massive difference. Think about old school budgets. They're so fragile. You know, one unexpected expense, like a car repair, and the whole month's budget just shatters, and you're left feeling guilty. A smart budget, though, is flexible. It's meant to learn from you and actually adapt to your life, offering some gentle guidance instead of just judging you. And the way it does this is with something called a spending pace card. Instead of some arbitrary limit you're supposed to stay under, it just shows you if you're spending a bit more or a bit less than you normally do. That's it. It's not some blaring red alarm, it's just a little nudge. It keeps you informed and lets you be the one to make the decision.
All right, so when the day-to-day stuff is finally under control and not stressing you out, you can lift your head up and start looking forward. This is where the fun starts. This is about taking those big, exciting dreams that feel a million miles away and turning them into actual, step-by-step plans. So let's say your big dream is a trip to Japan. Sounds amazing, right? But then you think about the cost, and it just feels so huge. It's almost paralyzing. Like, where would you even begin to save for that?
Well, this is where the AI can give you a hand. It knows a trip like that has a few big-ticket items, so it suggests breaking that giant, scary goal into smaller pieces. A goal for flights, a goal for hotels, a goal for spending money. All of a sudden, that overwhelming number isn't so overwhelming anymore. It's just a few smaller, totally achievable steps. But, you know, life happens. Plans change, questions pop up, and that's why there's an AI mentor built in. You can think of it like having a personal finance expert right in your pocket, one who already gets your habits and knows what you're saving for, so it can give you answers that are actually relevant to you. So instead of digging around through a bunch of charts and reports, you can just ask it a straight-up question in plain English. Something like, hey, how close am I to my house down payment goal? And you get a straight answer, just like that. It keeps you connected to your big goals in a really simple, conversational way. Now, obviously, none of this cool stuff matters if you don't feel like your financial data is safe and secure. Real empowerment means you are always 100% in control, and that has to start with your privacy. And that control really comes down to a simple choice.
You can have your data securely synced across all your devices with full encryption and backups, which is super convenient. Or, if you prefer, you can choose to keep everything 100% local, only on your device. In that mode, your data is never sent anywhere, we never see it, the choice is completely, totally yours. You're in the driver's seat.
So let's go all the way back to that feeling we started with, that knot of financial anxiety. What if you could replace that feeling with a feeling of clarity? What if you had a tool that actually worked with your life instead of against it? Just imagine what you could do, what you could plan for, if your money finally made sense.